In competitive games that feature them, ultimate abilities are part of what makes a character powerful and unique. Now, the best ults are meta-defining, but some are just so cool, they deserve recognition anyway. For our list of the top 10 ultimate abilities, we looked at how strong an ult is, how impactful it was in its original game, and yes, how iconic it is. For this list, we considered Overwatch, League of Legends, Dota 2, Heroes of the Storm, and fighting games. Now, without further ado, let's get into it with the top 10 ultimate abilities. Starting things off at number 10 is one of League of Legends' most recognizable ultimates, Zed's Death Mark.
Been years. They see Dardoch on the ward. Doesn't care about it.
Doesn't matter. Goodbye. Poppy goes.
Deathmark lets Zed go crazy, diving at his opponent and dealing a ton of damage in just a few seconds before disappearing back into the shadows. And it's part of what makes him such a popular solo queue champion.
Wait, he didn't use his ult?
Oh my god.
While it gives players the ability to outplay their opponents, this ultimate has carved out its place in League of Legends history thanks to a talented mid laner from Korea that you might have heard of.
Like, even though I only have a mat on the floor, I think he's in the bed. Oh, Faker maybe in trouble here. Deathmark tries to clean it up for Ryu. Oh, look at the cleanse, look at the moves. Faker, what was that?
If you're looking for an ult that enables your team to do just about whatever they want, then look no further than number 9 on our list, Zarya's Graviton Surge.
This third part, and wow, Graviton Surge Azuma goes in. Big aggressive move by South Korea. Will it pay off though? Looks like it is so far. Kills coming in. There's the Dragon Blade, the Nano Boost on Arhan, and they absolutely wreck USA.
Graviton sucks in every nearby opponent into one spot on the map, opening them up for Dragon Strike, Dragon Blade, High Noon, Earth Shatter, Self-Destruct, or any other damage-friendly ult that your team has at their disposal.
But now we look at Poco. Drops Graviton over the top, from the floor, grabs people on the ceiling, and off the top, it's raining down below. Lead with the quad kill.
And make no mistake, a perfect Graviton could turn the tide for you and your comrades.
Fnatic coming in once more. Graviton does come out from Bork. Did he?
He did it again!
Oh no, he got three! 3 people dropped into the pit by that Graviton! Oh my goodness!
Rocking the number 8 spot is E.T.C's Mosh Pit from Heroes of the Storm. Like Graviton, this is a huge crowd control ability, but unlike Graviton, it CCs your enemy with the power of rock and roll.
Soul's mouth, Dale, looking for the re-engage. We've got 5-man Mosh Pit, as that is the most epic you will ever see. The Horrify goes out.
E.T.C's sick guitar solo forces nearby enemies to dance, making them prime targets for your damage dealers. Combined with his power slide ability, a good E.T.C player should be making his opponents rock out so his allies can provide the knockout punch.
That's a big swap, but it puts iDream kind of in a weird spot.
That's 5-man Mosh Pit! The Twilight Dream! Oh my gosh!
Coming in at number 7 is one half of Dota's iconic The Play, Tidehunter's Ravage.
Now plus the Satanic, here comes the Ravage! More lost down! Ravage comes in again! We have stunned up! Freezing field, let it go! Okay, he's gonna just crush through all of them!
Ultimate crowd control abilities are always going to be powerful, but Ravage might just be the coolest looking of the bunch, since you're literally calling on the tentacles of an abyssal god to stun and damage your enemies.
Moving into the midst of it all here, he does get the Ravage out in time. Beautiful start, and he got all 5 with that one. Setting up the sequel to move in. Rezo gets the gold scrape and the BKB out, is able to take down Ace.
There are very few spells in Dota that feel worse than falling victim to a 5-man Ravage. But then again, there is the other half of the play's devastating combo.
Turns it around! Ravage as well! Stolen by Deadly! Are you kidding me? They turn it around! 4 heroes dead!
Fighting games originated the concept of an ultimate ability with supers. And while a good super is strong, a great super should be meta-defining. So it shouldn't come as a surprise that Street Fighter 3 Third Strike Ken's Shippu Jinraikyaku comes in at number 6 on our list, since it combos out of just about any punch or kick that Ken likes to throw. It also punishes plenty of supposedly safe attacks and is fully invincible and starts up so fast that if your opponent blocks it, you can sometimes beat their punish with another Shippu. It also gives Ken plenty of super meter to play with for when he doesn't need to unload a flurry of kicks right in your face. No Ken player worth their salt picks anything else, which means the game revolves around Ken and his tornado kicks. Breaking the seal on the top half of our list is Faceless Void's Chronosphere, which, if we're being honest, is one of the strongest crowd control abilities in any MOBA.
No split the Chrono, it goes, but Mason's already dead.
What a sick
look at
Chrono!
Nail! The arrow comes in, why we have dead Zai! Epicenter, double borrow! Lure! It's a triple kill right now!
Chronosphere locks down every player caught in its bubble. Teammates, enemies, everyone but Void. That means teamwork is key to making the most of a 5-man Chrono.
Ravage that actually just got Bulba. And Bulldog does have the refresher, is yet to use it. Now there's a sphere and a coin toss. Once again, another 5-man sphere. Chessie's down immediately.
And like all great ults, it defines the meta. If you know your opponent has Chrono up, you're going to avoid getting grouped up for fear of getting bubbled up, then popped.
And they doom him as well, so PPD's gonna turn this, or maybe it's Universe. It's always goddamn Universe, again with the Chrono. But he needs more help, however, and it's coming in the Void! He gets a 3-man Chrono, but they swap out Notel. There's all-out Raven to attack into him, and Notel's so far away from the fight. The Tiny's down with no buyback.
It shouldn't be shocking to see Orianna's Shockwave take number 4 on our list.
They get a team fight, but a Baron buff and 7,000 gold. So lock it.
Whoa! Huge Shockwave from Golden Glue on 3. They're going on a stick. Say who? Halo.
Just like Chronosphere, teams are forced to play around the terrifying CC Shockwave provides. But unlike the Dota 2 Ultimate, enemy players are rarely safe from Orianna's ball, thanks to her incredible range, as shown off by Faker deleting KT Rolster back in 2017.
See a turn. Yeah, trench line coming through. Big
equalizer! Big Shockwave comes through. Faker just absolutely devastates the ranks of KT Rolster. A triple kill for him. Pawn trying to get out with his life, but it just doesn't look very likely. And good God, off the backside of the Baron, SKT blow the game wide open.
But every good Shockwave is a team effort. Communication is key to making the most of dragging all your enemies to one spot for just a moment so your allies can erase them with damage of their own.
Trying to get to the backline, he did get hit by Emo Plague. Expecting it's okay. Big old Shockwave for that Shockwave. Oh, and the wild growth, it keeps him alive. Backpacking gets a solo kill.
Sometimes it's all about what you don't see. Akuma's Raging Demon takes number 3 on our list thanks to just how iconic it is. Raging Demon may not be the strongest finishing move in Street Fighter history, but there's nothing cooler than watching Akuma dash to an opponent and maul them in the shadows. You're left to imagine just how badly Akuma is beating into them, and when it ends, all you see is their body lying on the ground, with Akuma posing over them.
Oh no! And that is going to be a mental card break for Gamerbeat. Look at the sour look on his face.
Infiltration!
It's also provided some of competitive Street Fighter's coolest moments, including Infiltration dominating his opponents at EVO 2012 with some of the clutchest, fastest Raging Demons ever.
That is good! Unbelievable! The beast. Counter uppercut. No! Did he get him? He got him crouching! Super! And that is Infiltration up with the fist pump and the Akuma to the back. taking a page from Japan's Tokido.
And Tokido popping off at EVO 2017 with an IRL demon of his own.
You can see the fruits of his labors. The pose on the Evolution stage. Your champion, Tokido, in Street Fighter V.
Heroes never die. The only reason Mercy's Resurrect isn't #1 on this list is because its early iteration was so strong that Blizzard had to nerf it down to a regular ability.
Heroes never die.
Before it was nerfed, Rez was perhaps the most meta-defining ultimate of all time, and was so strong it essentially put other support characters out of the job.
To connect onto these shots that his team so desperately needed, but there's the revive coming out of Mither. A fantastic revive, getting quite a few people back alive, and the Soundbreaker to follow up with.
Sure, healing is nice, but there's nothing more powerful than bringing multiple allies back to life after your opponent's wasted health and cooldowns trying to kill them.
Take by Envious.
Nice res. Big res comes in though. It's a bit of a surprise, but crucial pick for Runaway. There's the res. They're going to bring Stitch back up again. Bumper's been saving that one.
And even though Mercy's new res only targets one ally, it's still invaluable in fights. Seems like a good ultimate never dies either.
Seen Agility's knocked towards the side in desperation. The pulse bomb dropped a little bit strangely on the outside of the bubble, but HQC, he can try to stay alive through all this damage. He has a Harmony Orb and the Mercy healing is keeping him on his feet. This is incredible. He would draw for an HQC respawning Canada against the odds. They made their way through. What a scrappy fight. What a brutal affair. But now they're sailing right towards the end of King's Row. And Agilities has another blade here towards the end. Doesn't even need it.
Taking first place is the strongest ultimate we can think of, Enigma's Black Hole from Dota 2.
The openings will come through. They have the kinetic field. There's the black hole from the low ground on to 3. Sep as well as MM1 are going to get 2 down. 3 dead. Moochie gets a double kill.
Black Hole, like its crowd control cousins, defines the pace of a team fight, how your enemies position themselves around you, and can decide entire games.
Up first, Ravage catches onto 2. Black Hole counter initiation. Static Storm on top. Aggressive is low. They get off the Static Storm. Shelly pops for pressure. It's not enough. Maybe it's getting chewed through by Min1. They get off the roar. They'll lose 2. They'll lose 3.
Unlike Chronosphere though, the perfect black hole doesn't necessarily require teamwork. Instead, hitting a clean black hole is all about individual skill, positioning, timing, foresight. Every key team fighting skill Dota tests you on is on display in a good black hole.
Maybe very low. Now the black hole! He refreshes it! DJ will find 3! Aggressive's about to fall! And there it is! They've done it! It's GG! DJ Enigma!
And since it doesn't affect your teammates, the solo queue randos can't even mess it up.
And I got everything up. Oh yeah, boys! Yeah! Don't let him get away, let me get this kill. Yeah!
Well guys, that's our list. Now it's time to use your YouTuber ultimate ability, which is commenting on this video and telling us all the things we got wrong. Thanks for watching. If you want more great content just like this, be sure to hit the subscribe button.